sit tight. Jerry is right outside that door. I'm gonna pull up the summary on the system.
No, there's no time for that. You have to go to my house. Alex is still there, and I'm afraid something's gonna happen to her.
Nothing's gonna happen. I'm with you.
It seems it's come to my attention that there are a lot of people who, they say, Nova, you're not the most inviting person to talk to. A lot of those times I'm not. How you doing, Ty? I'm not the most inviting. I have tried, but when you're constantly being told that you cannot speak the way you want to speak about your life, that after a while I think would pretty much piss off anybody. I posted a story that came from the state earlier in reference to what happened to me at the age of 3, where it all began. For a long time I was debating with myself on whether or not I should share that. But when you constantly deal with people telling you that you're a liar about something that you tragically endured, after a while you begin like, you know what, it's time to shut a whole bunch of these motherfuckers down. It's time to shut them up. It's time, to trying to discredit me, trying to tell me who I am, or how to speak my piece, and it got pretty annoying. So what it all boils down to is a lot of bullshit. Whereas to, you don't just automatically heal over stuff like that. Especially when trust is broken most of your life, all your life. It's not something that you can just recover overnight. If you have a history or a herstory, in my case, I'm a fuck history, her story, because I'm a she and I have a story. So because I have a her story of traumatic life events that were unfortunate, I developed this thing where I stopped talking to people that I thought that I could talk to just because they claimed to have this professionalism or this degree behind them. I found out that a lot of times, sadly and unfortunately for me, those people were really not in my best interest. Only did enough temporarily to make it look as if they really gave a shit, but a lot of the same things continue to happen. So going forward, knowing that, it makes you angry, because it's like, okay, if I can't go to this person and talk it out or get change or justice, then maybe if I go to this person who claimed that they can help me and I can have change or justice, and maybe this could change for somebody else, going through it at a young age, and it just still seems as if you're just constantly being silent. That is a trauma that you have to keep replaying in your mind over and over again. And it's not by choice. You're not necessarily choosing to replay it. You're actually trying to change it and turn the page and change the cycle. But when it's constantly, happening, over and over again in your life, it's not about being bitter. Now at this point, you're just pissed off, and you're like, this shit needs to stop. This is something that needs to fucking stop happening to me. And I don't know why people think that they could continue to just do it, or try to make me feel like shit for speaking how I fucking feel. But no, it's a no for me. And honestly, I've had it. I've had enough. I think I've, on the social media app, I think I had enough of the threats to my life. I was pretty much exiled from my family, for writing about it. Driven from my own, as you would say, flock. And what's the old saying? No prophet is ever accepted in their own land. And that's the truth. By their own people, you're never accepted. The minute that you take a stance on something or you speak about your experiences behind certain situations, now all of a sudden you become a whistleblower or a snitch, which is pretty much looked at as bad within your community. But the worst part about that harsh reality of those things and those lies being spread about you is you're actually telling the truth. So here it is, you got someone who is actually speaking the truth, knows the truth, knows their truth, and bringing awareness to something that should stop, in their own defense and in defense of others who are too afraid to come out and speak about these things or these issues. And now you got to worry about your own, who claim to be your own, and then what they do is they manipulate the factors and the situations and the truth and turn it around on you and make it look like, oh, they're just lying and this, that, and the other. That's why I can't stand behind women who know that their husbands or their sons are abusive or rapists and shit, and then they turn around and accuse that girl of either just wanting their money or just wanting to take them down or want to ruin their lives and shit like that. But it's like, bitch, you're and I'm saying bitch, yes I am, you know the crap that you gave birth to, that and their ways and their wickedness, and because you're comfortable with that living and you're comfortable with your finances, and rightfully so, because who would want to trade in a comfortable life? But at the same time, that this bullshit has been done, and you refuse to accept the fact that you got a habitual liar as a fucking child and a fucking pedophile and a habitual rapist, just repetitively, and you keep covering this shit up. I mean, at me as a parent, it would disgust the fuck out of me to know that that is what I have as an offspring, or is affiliating with someone of that nature that is doing these type of things to people and ruining their lives, because that's the real truth. The truth is those people who have endured the same type of things that I endured, it is not easy to just get over and heal from that. You do not trust easy. You can't build relationships as easily as other people because, you're not the friendliest anymore. You're not as naive as a lot of other people. You see between the bullshit, you kind of notice the signs and shit after a while. So, it leaves you at a point where it's you just all out look like you're, either crazy or just this miserable, bitter person, when in fact, that's not it. And you're trying to change the course of events, and even when you try to smile through that trauma and that pain, motherfuckers try to ruin it. It could be some sadistic asshole that sees you trying to have a decent conversation, or sees that you're trying, they'll see that you're trying to be upbeat about it and make it through a conversation alone with talking about this type of shit. And it's like, Lord forbid my victim or the person that I've been harassing actually get any sense of happiness in their lives or healing because I'm losing control of that person. I have to continue to make their life a living fucking hell, because they're happy, or because they're trying to smile, or because they're trying to share testimony, or because they're trying to crack a joke or two, and still shed light on the situation, so that's part of the reason why I speak the way that I do. I'll come off and I'll try to communicate with you, but if I notice or hear certain things, that already lets me know the type of individual that you are. And sometimes even when you're being cunning, I get it and I can recognize that. But I still will talk about certain things if I so choose, depending on the way you have rubbed me, or how you choose to engage and or carry on the conversation. So that's the issue. And I'm not too happy about shit like that. For all you motherfuckers who are rats, that like going around here calling other people rats or snitches, or they're a threat to the community or whatever. Bitch, what the fuck you think your job is by watching and monitoring and harassing somebody, or trying to shadow ban them or keep them from speaking if you're in tech support or whatever the case may be, and you can want to call or name somebody else a snitch, but you're listening and watching a person's every move, and that's basically harassment. You know what I'm saying? And you're taking away their right to have the same platform where they should have the freedom of speech. You are snitch. You know, and I've said this before on many of my talks on stereo. I've said it on Facebook, and I'm going to say it now again here on Instagram. That is your job. You are a paid snitch. That's exactly what the fuck you are. So everything that you're going around accusing everybody else of being, in fact, just because those people, including myself, are actually speaking facts and speaking the truth about shit, we're not the snitches. The snitches are you. Okay? So I just wanted to let you know that I'm very well aware, and nor am I afraid of you. At this point, I'm actually quite pissed off, but I'm going to hold my head high, and I'm going to continue to utilize these platforms no matter what. So there you go. Bye-bye.